Oh my Lord. I've been talking for like 5 minutes, Janie, with my thing on mute. Good Lord. Okay, let's go over a little bit about the test. So the test 5 is open now. It's in your Blackboard. If uh, yeah, it's open till Tuesday of Thanksgiving break. So get it done as soon as you can. Now the drop date for the class is tomorrow. So if you are debating on going back and forth, or maybe trying to see, what your grade is on this last test before you decide if you drop or not. So make sure to get it done, the test done today or tomorrow to do that. You'll probably have until 5, 4. I'm not sure when they close tomorrow, but it will be probably 3 or 4 to get that done to make sure the paperwork's in. When we get back from Thanksgiving break, we'll have about 4 lecture days. And the final is that Friday, December 4th. I know you've heard me say this before. I'm repeating it. So, again, for the same reason. So someone in this class or another class, I'm doing this with all my classes. Someone will email me inevitably and say, "Oh, no, it's about the final." But now I forgot. Now I have video evidence that you should know. So it's that December 4th, 2.5 hours. You've got all day to take it. You have to get it on that Friday. If you can't, again, please get with me as soon as you can so I can make accommodations. I think that's it. Today, Janie, unless you have a lot of questions or have questions, this study guide or this I'll make a little study guide just based off homework questions, but it's not going to take long. So, which is good. Good or bad, I guess. Do you have any that you know of, like when you hit the homework? Were there any that just stuck out? Okay. Then I'll get to rocking and rolling then. So let's start. Oh, let me go to my. I need to take the trash out. So 4.1, or no, actually we started in 4.2, right? 4.2 was on simplifying or the introduction of logarithms, actually. So the very first part of 4.2 was just going back from exponents to logarithms and vice versa. Okay, let's go again. So we went from exponents, remember an exponential, to a logarithm, and vice versa. It was the very first part of the homework. I'll just steal some kind of to show you some good examples. Would be like, this is in section 4.2. So number 7, number so number 7, number 11, number 13, and then that'll be fun. 7, 11, 13, they kind of go back and forth. Just know how to go back and forth between exponents and logarithms. Then we got to the basic simplification. Remember, there were really 4 simplification rules in this section. And we focused on 3 of them because those are the 3 that we used throughout the other 2 sections. So I'm going to say just simplifying with the basic rules. This would be like number 21, 27, 31, and then like 37. Now, also, I'm going to skip down because your book has a big gap between like logarithms and like the common logarithms. So I'm going to just put this in this section as well. Like number 81. It's the same rules. It's just they use log, base 10 and ln. 89 and like 95. So those are all good questions, good kind of overview of basic rules. And we use these. Like if we use these all through 4.3 and 4.4. So 4.4 was mainly just a check, but they were using 4.2 and 4.3. Okay, and then we had the domain question, which really popped up again in 4.4 with the whole you can't take a negative, you can't take 0 or negative inside the logarithm, but it did pop up and it's going to be on the test. Now, this is like number 75 and 77. 75 and 77 were both really good questions in there. And then the application questions. So application would be like, I think they did the female heights from 5 to 15. This would be like 113 and let's say 115. Those are two good examples of applications. Okay? Questions, Janie? Just butt in. I know you're not rude. Just jump in there if something strikes you as being kind of different. 4.3 was on, remember it was like those three rules right off the bat, the product rule, power rule, and quotient rule. We use those to expand and simplify. Okay? Expand and simplify. And good examples of these would be like number 3. This is 4.3 now. Number 3, number 9, number 17, and then like to combine them, like 27 and 33. Those last two kind of combined all three of these. So these are examples of the 3 rules, and then these last two combine all the rules. Then we had condense, right? Condense. So if we can expand it, we can condense it, right? So to condense it, it would be like 45 is a basic kind of condensing question. 49, and then like 53. Yeah, those are good questions. I mean, so expand and simplify, condense, and then the change of base formula. On the test, it's going to say something like, use common logarithms to blah, 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 simplify, find an approximation of the logarithm. And what that's saying is use the change of base formula, where, if we've got like ln of base 5 of 13, you've got to do, log base 5 of 13, you've got to do ln 13 over ln 5. And the questions are like 71 and 77. These two are the easiest questions on the test. Okay, do you know how to punch buttons in your calculator? Okay, which is nice. We need those every now and then. Okay, and then for the application 103. Okay, so keep rocking and rolling, Janie. We have about a 10-minute class here. This isn't going to be bad. Actually, I'll look at the test here in a minute and make sure I haven't missed anything that specifically I need to go over. So 4.4, which is the solving section. First, we solved exponentials. This would be like this is in 4.4 now. Number 3, 7, and then using more of the other kind of techniques, we'll do like 27, 35, because you've got an E in there, or an E, and then like a 39, yeah. And then we solved logarithms, okay? So this was like, some good examples are going to be like 49, just a kind of a basic example that you just put it into an exponent, 55, and then let's say 63 because it's an ln, and then 67. Okay, and then the applications, the money ones. So like, let's say 107, 111, and then another good example, just anything would be good. Let's say 115. Okay, didn't mean to get that all sideways. So we had to solve exponentials and then solve logarithms, and then there were a few good applications in that section that we went over. that had to do with like doubling the money, or that's whenever we were trying to find how much time it takes to double our money or to get it to a certain amount, compared to other, or compared to like 4.1 when it was just how, what will be the amount after we do this. I'm going to look at the test now. Make sure I just haven't missed anything, or if it asks something that I think is just a little weird. Okay. Okay, the only thing I'm going to say is the font in Test Generator in Blackboard, it doesn't look right. And I'm going to I wish I could show you this, but I'll be showing you the test. But let's say the question is, use properties of logarithms to expand as much as possible. And it looks like this, log, and then they put like the 4 here, and then the x is barely above it, and let's say 7. Their font, it's hard for this 4 to make it look like a base. Now, it doesn't look like it's inside the logarithm. It just doesn't look like a base. So be careful. If there's a number here, it's the base, okay? And then you'll see with the, for this one, we just had to bring the 7 out front. And you'll see in the context of the answers that, oh, yeah, that's base 4, okay? It'll make sense when you're in there, especially with the content or the context of the answers, because you have multiple choice answers. So just be careful. It just doesn't look right for some reason. You'll be fine, but just keep that in consideration. Like I'll tell you, so there's another one. It says write the equation, in exponential form. So it's like log 5y equals 2. Well, and that kind of looks like this: log 5y equals 2. It just doesn't quite look like that y is back in the exponent. But realize if there's a number here, that's the base. Okay, so this one would be 5 squared equals y, right? 5 squared equals y. Okay, and that's it. Everything on the test is in those homework questions. Okay, I can't think of anything else to go over, Janie, unless, let me make sure no one sent me an email asking. I know that someone in the other class did, but it was just a goofy, not a goofy question. It was just she made a kind of goofy mistake on it. No. I don't think so. Okay. And that is 15 minutes of class. That's it. Do you have any questions, Janie? Are you sure? Okay. We're done. Have a great Thanksgiving break. Hopefully it's all smooth. Hopefully your son feels better.